What's going on, guys? This is Andrew with Blue Circle Gaming, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be looking at the Logitech G923 steering wheel, pedals, and the shifter. So the steering wheel itself and the pedals come as a package. Those are right about $400. Then the shifter here is an additional accessory, and that was about $50, $60. So it's going to be right about a little bit under $500 all in all if you decide to get both of them all in. So with the G923, not only do you get some resistance when you're trying to turn, but there's also some force feedback, some vibration. So like when you go from asphalt to dirt or vice versa, you feel it in the wheel. Definitely cool. Also, there's a rev limiter light built into the wheel. Like that feature a lot. You've got plenty of buttons here to navigate the menus. You've got a little turn wheel here, all your PlayStation buttons here. As you can tell, I got the PlayStation version. There's a version where you can play PlayStation and PC, or you can get a version where you can play Xbox and PC as well. Got the PlayStation version because that's mainly what I play, PlayStation 5, and I wanted to play the new Gran Turismo on this. Setup does take a little bit of time with this. As you can tell, there's 4 wires, one going to the pedals, one going to the shifter, one going to the power source, and one going to the computer or PlayStation. And the way this works is you simply slide this onto your desk wherever you want it mounted, turn the knobs up top, and as you can see, tightens down on the desk. Then you push down, turn a little bit so it sits flush with that, so you're not going to be banging your hand or your fingers when you're turning the wheel. Do that on both sides. Same deal with the shifter. There's a knob up top. Come down here and it tightens up. Click in, a little bit of a turn. Also with the shifter, it's got a third screw, I guess you could say, down here. You loosen like this, turn that to the right, it tightens up. That way it helps it hold on there a little bit better. After you've got it tightened down, simply plug the power in the power outlet, plug your USB cable in here. It'll go through its little calibration phase. Then you need to go onto Logitech website and download the drivers to install them. One thing I will say about the wheel is just a little bit different than I expected is, I think I've got average hands. It is a little bit smaller than I thought it would be. About 10 inches top to bottom, roughly. And that's fine. I don't look at that as a negative. It's still comfortable in the hand, turns well, feels good. So one of the downfalls with this thing, as you can see, is this desk is right at 1 inch thick. And all the way out, this thing is barely able to clear that. So really an inch, maybe a tiny bit more than an inch, is as wide as your surface that you're going to be connecting it to can be. Another downfall to this thing is just there's so many cables. Like I said earlier, I could work on the cable management, but whenever I'm not using this thing, I generally slide it over here. That way it's out of the way for me being able to type, do other things on the computer. But yeah, just, I guess there's really no way around it. There's definitely quite a bit of cables, and yeah, probably need to do some kind of cable management. Another con I would say is that this thing is a loud boy. Okay, now as far as the games I'm playing with this thing, I really like Beam NG, and I don't do any of the racing or police chases or anything like that. I really just like driving around, causing destruction, watching the crazy physics that this game has. Also, Automobilista 2 is probably my favorite on-road racing game. A lot of good courses on here. I like Laguna Seca a lot. I like driving the F1 cars around. I think this game has got a really good sense of speed and realism. Like this game quite a bit. And as you can see from my partner over here, ready to call out the pace notes, last but certainly not least, Dirt Rally 2.0. Now this is a rally car driving simulator. This game was a steal on Steam not too long ago. It was $5. I don't know if it's still $5, but if it is, absolute must-have. Highly recommend this game. What you're watching here is the screen recording. I was playing this in VR, and it is an absolute blast. You guys know pretty much everything on my channel is VR. Had to throw this in as well. Now, this is running off virtual desktop, obviously. You're not going to get this straight off the Quest 2, but like this a lot. Okay, so going over all 3 components individually. Starting off with the wheel, like it a lot. Nice premium feeling, the leather, got the metal back here. The paddle shifters, If you hear that, they sound really good. They feel really good. Honestly, I use these paddle shifters a lot. Like the wheel. And moving down here to the pedals, they're fine. You know, gas, not a whole lot of resistance. Brake, there definitely is a decent amount of resistance there. You've got to push it pretty hard to get to go all the way down. Clutch, same way as the gas, not a whole lot of resistance. One thing I do think would be really cool is if, it'd probably be a pain, hardware and software wise, but this clutch, if they were to be able to get it where you could feel it when it starts to engage, I think that would be really incredible. But all in all, pedals are just fine. They do their job. And last but not least, we got the shifter. So this is a 6-speed shifter, and then if you want to go in reverse, it's down all the way over for reverse like that. Honestly, with this thing, it's pretty much just going to be flick of the wrist, because you try to get fast and furious with it, this thing's going to come flying off if you've got it just simply mounted like I've got it mounted here. To be completely honest, for the most part, I just use this shifter. I've got it set up like this in Dirt Rally 2.0 as my handbrake. Just pull it down for the handbrake on, handbrake off. And for the majority of the time, I just use the paddle shifters. I like the paddle shifters on this wheel a lot. Okay, so I'm getting towards the end of editing this video. I've realized I like to say I like it a lot. But regardless, this is definitely a cool toy. So, final thoughts. Do I recommend this combo here? And yes, I do. I've spent a significant amount of time playing on it in the short amount of time that I've had it. It's very entertaining, and if you guys are thinking about getting one, or if you already own one, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys on the next one.